Hello and welcome back to Tinie Corner, where we talk about things and stuff over a cup of beverages, I guess.
Coffee
Yeah.
and H2O. Or H2O. Welcome back again. We're back to our regular schedule,
Yes.
probably.
Yes. Hopefully.
And we're doing a normal episode.
Yes, this time. And it's been quite a while, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while since we did. I mean, last time we did a teeny talk.
Yeah.
This time we're thinking of doing a full episode.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Because usually we do no cuts. Like mostly no cuts.
But it's been a while since we do this and we got awkward again.
I believe in you.
Yes. By the way, my name's Anon.
Oh, and I'm Cindy. Welcome.
Welcome. So what are we doing this week? So the thing is that I was adjusting my microphone.
Yeah.
And I want to talk at the same time because the vibration kind of goes into the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week we are talking about manga because we promised we're going to talk about it as well.
Yes.
And we want to talk about it, and here we are. So, but we haven't really prepared any proper lists or anything like that. So we were thinking
it was actually a plan so that we can have more content to put out.
Just according to Keikaku.
Yes.
So we actually, in the future, we're going to have, same as before, our 3x3.
Yep.
And maybe just recent good manga stuff. We can also do that in this episode. But this time we're thinking of doing our origin stories.
Yes. The backstory.
The backstories.
Once again, the epilogue.
You're right.
Yes. Once upon a time. I'm not good enough to do that.
You should go for it.
Nah, too late. I wasn't mentally prepared.
You would want to start it though.
Yeah, I know, but that's the best I could go for.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away across the ocean, in a little town by the sea, there was a small library. In that library, there was a section in the far corner with background music, apparently, where you could find a sea of Japanese cartoons. As a child, you would walk into it and you would discover a whole new world. Coming to soon in cinemas.
Nice.
That's my origin story. So I found
Oh wait, that was legit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So back in my hometown, I would read manga in the library most of the time.
Oh.
But actually, before I even knew about that, because I read a lot of books as a kid. I was one of those kids that would just sit with a book and read 3 per day.
Textbook or novels?
Novels.
Right.
I liked fantasy. So I would read Aragon and stuff like that. And I was also into comics, Western comics.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know where to start actually. I was
gonna Marvel.
I was reading Witch. Which is the it came before Winx Club.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. So before I could read. Because my dad was also really into Spider-Man and stuff like that, those comics.
Nice.
So he was very open to me reading comics as well. But before I could read, I just, I couldn't really read the comic books. So when Witch started to get released, since the first magazine, he bought it for me.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Shout out to you, Dad. I know you're watching. He bought it for me. And my dad and my mom would read it to me as a bedtime story. And even though I couldn't read, I would go back and reread it.
That's so good.
It's so good. I really enjoyed that. And then slowly, as I started learning how to read, I still wanted them to read it for me, but they were like, you can read it yourself. Go do it. So then I started reading it myself. Which is good.
Read myself.
Yeah, fine, I'll do it myself.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's how I got into reading mostly, because then, the doors has been opened. I'm you can discover so many things through reading and this and this and this and that, because there's only so much you can see on TV as a kid as well. Back in that day, you had Cartoon Networks and stuff, right? But they were showing stuff like cow and chicken. And I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah, those are weird.
Give me more Pokemon.
Like the 90s Cartoon Networks were
really weird, yeah. But yeah, anyway, going back to that. So I was already into comics.
Uh-huh.
So I would go to the bookshop a lot. And before I even knew what manga was or anything like that, because I didn't have internet either. We're kind of old.
Back in the good old days.
Back in the old days. I found like this little section in the bookstore. They had a bunch of manga. At the time I didn't know what it was called, but basically pretty drawings with many, many volumes, right? And I'm like, this is amazing. I don't know what it is, but it looks so cool. I want to get one. So I didn't know that each volume was like from 1 to whatever.
Right.
So I didn't know that it was in order. So I just grabbed any and I was like, Mom, I want this one.
Just born and just like, this guy's dying. It's like, why is he dying? He's supposed to be the main character.
Luckily, the reason why I mentioned this is because I didn't know, but I somehow ended up grabbing the very first volume of Dragon Ball.
Dang.
The very first one out of all of those. I don't know. Maybe it's like human instinct, like, oh, this one is furthest to the left. I should grab that one or something like that.
There.
Maybe. But it's not like the shelves are like that ordered, you know? It's just like that. So my first ever manga was Dragon Ball, the original one. So I actually have all of the original series in Swedish back home. I think my dad already sold them. But I don't think they're worth anything right now because they're in Swedish.
Yeah, but like emotional value.
Where are we gonna put them though?
Forever in our heart.
Forever in our kokoros. So, yeah, and then, I mean, for you guys who have read Dragon Ball, it's so good. Like, the manga is so good. It's kind of perverted for a child cartoon, but I was like, this is cheeky. I'll just continue reading it. He's without pants.
Remember when young Goku climbed onto Bulma's bed? It was like, where's your peen? Slap.
Yes. Yes, I remember that because that was in the first one, I think.
Yeah, it's the very first one.
And I was like, this is great. I'm going to read all of them. So then I started doing that. And then when I realized I would go to the library as well. I don't really remember which ones I read at the library because in the library it's not the same because you don't have like all of the volumes, right? It's like some of them are being borrowed or some of them were stolen, stuff like that. So I just read like randomly, but I would go to the bookstore a lot. And because it wasn't that expensive back in the day.
Is it expensive now?
I mean, in English, it's like 300 baht plus for one volume.
True.
I don't know what it is in Sweden right now, but it wasn't that expensive. So like my parents would buy it for me like once in a while. The second one I read was Tokyo Mew Mew.
Heck yeah.
And then the third one I read was Sugar Sugar Run.
Sugar Run, bitches.
Sugar Sugar Run, I'll capture your hearts.
I'll play with your heart and leave you empty as fuck inside.
Yes, and you'll be happy about it, bitch. It was really good. I loved at that time Sugar Sugar Run. I tried to reread it recently and it's not the same.
No.
It's not the same.
There are things that you should have left it behind.
Yeah.
By the way, that series, Sugar Sugar Run, is basically about these two witches.
Oh yeah, it's not that mainstream, is it?
It was on TV in Thailand. But I don't know how popular it is. But basically, these two witches attending high school as younglings and whatnot. But their intentions are just harvesting human emotions and heart, which is love, right? So they would trick the boys in the school to fall in love with them and just yoink. And then like they would stop having feelings for the witches. And the witches like, heck yeah.
So like it sounds worse than it is. Because like the whole premise of this witch world, right, is that so witches, you have their powers come from emotion of love, So of course you have like the emotion of hate or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's taboo to use emotion of hate because it's dark magic. And then you have like the other side is like, no, we want to be powerful, so we're gonna use hate as like, and hate and fear as the emotion. But anyway, so witches in this world only has one heart, but they discovered that humans can like regrow their hearts. So they harvest the human emotion because they don't die.
Wait, now that I think about it, is this like a succubus but vanilla version?
Basically, yeah. Basically, yeah. So, so it's like different levels of emotions too. So there's, if it's just like, then it's like a orangey, pinkish, and then like if it's like
super love,
adoration, it's like different colors,
like pink,
but different.
There's purple, there's those green, those kind of stuff. Oh boy.
Yeah, it was a very interesting concept as a kid to read. But like the thing is, when you read stuff as a kid, everything is much more slow paced.
Oh yeah.
So you remember it being like stretched over like really long, right? Because in kid years, it's like, it feels like forever. But when I went back to read it, everything happens in like the first volume.
Oh yeah, most of the time.
And I'm like, what? It's already there?
But like, the thing is that most of the time when you watch anime, like one volume, you could stretch out for like 3
I didn't
episodes.
watch it though.
I watched it. That's why it's like, it felt so long. And the way they cut it is just...
Yeah, but the art style is really cool.
It's very cute.
As somebody who was like a closet emo kid at that time, it was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing. Because it's like, the stockings with the stripes and everything. And like Chocolate, the main character, she's kind of like the emo kid. Yeah. It's like the chocolate and vanilla, right?
Yeah.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
She's like the innocent type, and she has like the cute, like doll like.
But she got like the curly white hair with blue outfit.
Yeah.
Light blue. Yeah.
But Chocolate is like the goth girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was really into that.
Good times.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, not gonna lie, I don't remember what was my first series that I read. It's very similar to my video games backstory. That because I'm basically almost the youngest one in the family, I kind of get to pass down a lot of stuff. One manga that I remember reading when I was really, really young was Love Hina. Because one of my cousins has it.
I feel like Love Hina is like the origin of all boys here in Asia.
How could it not? It's so great.
I found it boring.
It was great. So Love Hina is about this dude who... Has he graduated? No, he hasn't graduated.
I'm not sure.
His grandparent died and has left him with this like an onsen or like a giant castle that he has to look after. But turns out that it's a like a dorm for female only schoolgirls, and he's the only dude there, and he's like the manager.
It's basically a harem
just
manga.
Stuff happens. It's the same author as Negima, which I ended up reading that and loving that series. So I guess that's one of it. And then the manga that I actually started reading on myself was One Piece, of course. It's very easy to buy manga in Thailand, especially for school kids. To put that out there first, we don't really go to library. And even then, like our library don't have...
The library is not that great here. It's like all textbooks, basically.
And the textbook that hasn't been upgraded for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And usually we don't have mangas in there as well. But in almost every school, they would have like a vendor, imagine like street food, but you replace that with like mangas, video games, toys, and whatnot. So we have those that is very easy to access. So after the school finished, you kind of like walk out, turn left, and just there. It's like within 2 minutes of walking.
They know their target.
Yeah, and it's super cheap. Like back then, it was so cheap. I went back. Well, I won't say went back, but it's in my bedroom. I looked at the first volume of One Piece. It's 35 baht. 35 baht.
Which is like $1?
Yeah, $1.
Like $1.
With the inflation and everything. But still, it's very cheap. Because right now, same One Piece, it's like 75 baht or like 65 baht. So that's like 100% increase in price. So I have those. And along the way, I just buy more things. So I have like Air Gear. I have Samurai Deeper Kyo. I have the weakest discipline, Kenichi. I'm pretty sure it's finished, but I haven't get the last like few volumes of that. I read Nigma. I just read a lot because, it's just there. And whenever something comes out, they just like put it on display on a shelf.
Yeah.
I just go down like, this one looks interesting. I'm gonna buy that. So yeah, it just kind of been there with me since, like, I don't know, first few years of school.
Yeah, I mean, manga is kind of integrated in Thai culture for a long time. Like since before we were born, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
because, Doraemon, everything.
Yeah.
As I said, we get influenced by the Japanese culture a lot. And we have those like, coming in constantly.
Yeah.
We even have like a local comics. Of course, the quality is not as great because we were never supported. So it slowly kind of like died out and yeah. But what we do have as well, instead of, like proper library for textbook and educational stuff, we have one specifically for mangas. At like, it usually run by like random local people around the area. So they would have like a one-room apartment size that's completely like whacked in terms of sentence. But
it's like a shop.
Yeah.
Like a
tiny store.
A hole in the wall.
Kinda. That's filled with mangas. And you have to pay for like membership, say, I don't know, 200 baht per month, right? And you can just borrow them.
Yeah, it's basically like if you guys have ever seen a manga cafe in Japan, it's basically that, but a little bit less quality.
Pretty much. And there's just no food, no nothing, just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just vibes.
Yeah, just vibes. You're like, oh, like, when's it coming out? I was like, oh, it's not out yet. I was like, something like that. Funny thing is that but my dental clinic, so in the weight room, they usually have like newspapers, have magazines, fashion magazines and whatnot. There's always like a stack of manga that
I see that in the hospitals here too.
Yeah? Yeah. So usually the people donate them, so it's not always in good shape, and usually just like random volumes. So whatever, we just go and read. Like, it's
no idea what's going on.
No idea
looks
what's
cool.
going on. Yeah, it's just like pick it up. It's like, oh, it's cool. Like volume, I don't know, 34.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then because I started reading since young, right? And I'm very irresponsible, even till today. I lost a lot of them. So even though I started reading from like the very beginning, right? Say One Piece or like Bleach, I do have that. I would just have few volumes just gone missing, or like the covers. I think first 10 volumes of my One Piece, the covers are just gone.
The cover is gone?
Yeah. So like in the manga, they have like the outer shell.
Ah, one of those. Yeah.
The colored outer shell, it's gone. I don't know where I lost it.
Because like in the Swedish publications, they don't have that. The one that slips off.
Yeah.
It's like part of the book. But yeah, like for Sweden, I think it was with like our generation that they really got interested in Japanese culture. Because as I mentioned in our anime episode, go watch that. It's it was very popular. Like Sailor Moon was translated,
Hmm.
Pokemon was translated, Digimon was translated, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was translated.
That's weird.
On TV, on like cable TV, you can just like watch it. But it wasn't really that popular before I was young.
Mm-hmm.
So like my parents wouldn't really know about it, for example,
Hmm.
or like older cousins wouldn't know
Hmm.
about it. And even then, it wasn't that mainstream.
Right.
Like it was there. Like Pokemon, of course, was mainstream, but it's Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like
Yeah.
that. Of course, it's
The
popular.
classic.
But other stuff, like actually watching and reading different mangas,
Hmm.
nobody really did that. Like I had my little, clique
Hmm.
that
Yeah,
you
they're in a
used to run
circle.
around school. But yeah, but it wasn't super popular.
Go check out my spell. Comes on.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you about this. It's kind of sidetracked, but I used to have a senior in
Yeah.
middle school, and me and my friends were like obsessed with this guy. So like not because he was like handsome or anything like that, but he would walk around and pretend to be L from Death Note. So you know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? So he would like wear the same clothes. His hair was like in the same. He was like semi cosplaying L at all times, right? He
Did
would like
hold
sit the
his phone
same
like
way.
this?
Yes, and he would like sit with his legs up and like this.
No.
He would, and then we would be like, "Hey, I forgot his name already, but hey, like, have you ever watched Death Note? You're just like this character, or did you hit that spot again?
Yep.
The tender hip."
Yes.
we would go up to him and be like, "Hey, you're just like this character from Death Note. Do you know that anime?" And he'd be like, "No, I never heard about it." And like we didn't know whether to believe him or not, but because he liked the same things as us, we accepted him, Like we were like, "Oh, he's so cool. He's like
talking
older,
shit.
he's so cool."
He's talking shit.
It was only when I got older I was like, "Oh my god, that motherfucker."
He's talking shit.
It's so funny. Like he grew up to be really cool, by the way. I met him like last time I went to Sweden.
Good on him.
Yeah, good on him. It's so funny. Like thinking back to it, like we were all fucking losers. We were just lucky that there weren't enough bullies in our program. Yeah, because we didn't really get bullied. Like surprisingly.
I got bullied in a strange way. Like not that I was being like anything unusual, but they just hated me for no reason.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, I was like, what the
Kids are assholes.
I was too good looking. Maybe that's why I got.
You were a little dumpling.
Yeah, I was a little fat shit. I don't know why they would bully me for that.
But yeah, I was gonna say, oh yeah, Sweden. So like we had like our gang, right, who were into that stuff, but it wasn't like you could find this kind of stuff everywhere. But what I would used to do, even though I couldn't find a lot of translated volumes and stuff like that, whenever I would go to Thailand, I would go to the bookstores and I would write down the titles. And then this is by the time I had the internet too.
Nice.
I would just look up the translations online.
Nice.
Yeah, because we didn't have it.
Fair.
So yeah, I would just look up all of them and like read through them. But usually I would just scroll through the whole list and click randomly.
Yeah, I've done that quite a few times. And I found one that's quite interesting. It's quite yeah, I really enjoy reading this. It's called Pruna's Girl. P-R-U.
I think you
US
mentioned it
girl.
before.
Yeah, it's very Japanese like concept. But yeah, that aside, I'm still like buying mangas until like today, just because like it's quite easily available in Bangkok. Even though I have to wait like a gazillion fucking years for one volume to come out, because it's a so you guys probably heard like Shonen Jump and whatnot. So it comes out weekly, and the volume itself is a compilation of those weekly. And by the time they get translated and everything, it's like, I don't know, 2 months late, 3 months late. And do you know the translation process of this? it's pretty fucking annoying. So apart from getting licensed and everything, right? You need to get the translation guide. You have to flip everything from, left to right because the reading cycle sometimes they got changed between the Japanese reading and Thai reading.
Oh, really?
Sometimes, yeah.
Because
So-
we don't do that in Swedish.
So you just read like Japanese way?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. In English too.
Most of Thai mangas used to be like the Thai reading. So it's from, you flip from right to left,
Uh-huh.
right? But the Japanese like from left to right.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't.
From right to left is Japanese because
Oh,
you
is it?
start from the back. Because if it's like this, right?
Hmm.
This is the back.
Which way you open? Which way you flip the page? Anyhow,
That way.
anyhow, yeah.
You know how to read the Japanese way. You
Yeah,
guys
I
know.
just-
It's the other way from what you usually read.
Yeah, that. I just
Brain fart.
it's very automatic for me. Like, we don't.
Yeah.
I don't think about it anymore.
Same.
But we used to do all of that. So after we flip everything, the translation begins. So when they translate everything, they have to proofread everything. Then they send it to Japan, the headquarters, for them to proofread. So they need to have someone who can read your language to proofread everything. And then the correction begins. And then they would send it back to correct it. And then they would change something else.
And send
They
it
just
back.
kept back and forth before
Yeah.
they get approval. And then it begins manufacturing or printing process. So that's why it took forever to do it.
I never knew that because both when I read it in Swedish and English, we never flip it to the other side. Like ever.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's like very interesting to hear.
It's quite rare to find the flip version anymore. But yeah, back then, like I would get confused. Like, hang on a minute, this is not the way I read normally. But yeah, one thing about Thailand just reminded me. One Punch Man.
Mm-hmm.
When it first came out as manga in Thailand, I think it came out about 3 episodes, and it got taken off completely countrywide. I was like, what the fuck happened? Turns out it was illegally printed, and it's been distributed for the whole country.
Oh my god.
I don't know who did it, but it was unlicensed. That's fucking
How do you
crazy.
let that happen?
I don't know. It came out like 3 volumes, and it was
That's
like 100
ridiculous.
something baht. So
yeah.
it was already like almost double the price of like the
Yeah.
inflated one. So I was like, what?
I have a One Piece volume over there.
Nice.
Yeah, only one though. I was
See,
gonna
it's
collect
only one
it.
piece.
Only one piece.
Thank you for watching.
I did it again. I did it again. I mean, one punch.
Oh,
One punch.
maybe I was like, why do you have one
I
piece?
meant one punch again.
Yeah.
I meant one,
One
punch.
piece.
One Punch with the pirates and stuff. But yeah, so I was gonna collect One Punch volumes.
Mhm.
I got one, and then I was like, I read it, and I usually finish in like a few minutes because it's so fast to read manga. It's ridiculous. And then I went back to buy the other one, and I looked at the price tag, and I was like, why am I doing this? What is the reason for doing this? I already watched the anime like 50 times. Do I need to do this? Do I have the money to be a collector?
Yeah.
No, I don't. So I put it back and I went home.
No, you never look back.
So now I only have one punch.
First volume?
Yes.
Nice. One thing as well is that I love One Piece. I read One Piece, but I don't watch it. I don't know why. I don't feel the need to watch it, maybe.
Yeah, you already know the story.
But I know a lot of people who would read and watch it, like
Mm.
Kimetsu no about Demon Slayer. A lot of people would read and watch it. and I have a completely voice in my head. So when I watch the actual anime, I'm like, who is this again?
So you already have like a voice for the characters
like
in your head.
Some of them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I see.
I have like too many mangas at home.
You have a lot.
Yeah.
But you have the space to kinda. Like for me, I still read a lot. I recently read the idol one I told you about.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Hoshinoko?
Hoshinoko?
Is it?
I think so, Hoshinoko. So good. It's not finished yet, but it's so good. And I really enjoyed it. But I don't know where they're going to take it after this. So the story about this one, I read it like less than a month ago.
Yeah, Hoshinoko. Sorry.
Hoshinoko. So I read. I was watching Joey, and he recommended this, and I was like, "Oh, that looks interesting," because the way he described it, like, made it sound like something I would be into. Because I like the weird mindfucky stuff, as you know. I like my Oyasumi Panpan. I like one of my all-time favorite manga is named Goth, which is basically about murder.
Nice.
High school and murder, basically. The art style is amazing, but you would not like it.
No, I don't.
You would not like it. It's very gory, but it's amazing. And I love my Junji Ito.
True.
My beloved. So yeah, I was like, oh, this seems like something I would like, and I started it, and it's amazing. But I have a feeling that it's not gonna end on a good note, as not in like story wise, but I mean like I can't see where they would take it after this in a good, because it's kind of like went off a bit. So let me explain it a little bit, because I'm just rambling without nobody knowing what it's about.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the story is about, you probably put up the cover.
Yes, I will do that.
Nice. The story is about this girl who is an idol, and there's another guy who is a doctor in like a small town out in Japan somewhere. And he is I'm trying to simplify this. He is basically the fan club of this idol girl who's like 16.
Not weird at all, by the way.
I mean, it's very normal in idol society. Yeah, but yeah, he's like her fan club, right? And one day she shows up to the hospital and she's pregnant.
Precante.
Yeah. So he's like, how can this happen? Like, my idol is pregnant. She's supposed to be like this pure image thing. So the whole...
It's by God.
Yes.
She's a virgin.
Virgin Mary. So the whole manga is basically tackling the struggles of the entertainment industry, and it like shows a lot of issues behind the scene and stuff like that, which is really nice. But then it actually turns out to be a reincarnation anime where you have to read the manga, but he dies on the night that she gives birth.
And she was in labor.
Yeah, and he becomes her son. He is reborn as her son, but he has all of the memories left. Yeah.
So it's like almost isekai, but not really.
Yeah. And then I don't know how much is spoiler, because like this is only a small part of the story, and the majority of the story is him as this new person seeking revenge in the entertainment industry, basically. But I won't tell you what happens for him to be that angry.
Be like, who got my idol pregnant?
Not really, but maybe kind of ish.
Okay.
Yeah, you had to read it. I don't want to spoil it. I'll tell you afterwards if you don't want to read it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been really good.
Nice.
But Goth is really good as well.
Side note, do you... Oh yeah, you already told. I was gonna ask if you have got into light novels. Yeah. Then I remembered you read Bakemonogatari.
Yeah, I read Bakemonogatari. I have the Ancient Magus Bride.
Oh shit.
but I didn't finish it yet. I bought it, and then I realized that it's not about them. Like, it's pretty good, but all the... Should we backtrack? The Ancient Magus Bride.
Mm-hmm.
That's the title, right? The Ancient Magus Bride.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
It's about this... I love this anime, by the way.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, and I love my monsters. So, as you know, if you watch the last episode, this last episode,
The episode 10.
yes. So basically, this girl has to marry this old magician monster guy,
Okay.
and it's basically just like discovering this world of magical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
While also these two fall in love with each other. Because she has to live with him and stuff like that. It's like a romance / adventure type of thing.
Sci-fi and
Sci-fi?
everything else. Oh, it's not sci-fi. Sorry.
Sci-fi is
Fantasy,
like...
that's a word.
Sci-fi, they go into space.
Yeah.
They meet the aliens. But yeah. So I really like that one. So I bought the light novel, because I thought it was going to be like some extra information on them and stuff like that. I started reading, and it turns out it's just a bunch of short stories about other characters in that world. Like, the first story in that, it's good, but like, I'm like, I don't care about these people though.
It's like a world building material for the anime or manga itself.
Exactly. So the first story is like about a centaur guy who has an auntie.
Mm-hmm.
Who's also a centaur, but she's one of the centaurs that was born with a human bottom. So she just looks human, but she's a centaur. So she's like
Horsehead?
No. She's just like a human.
Okay.
But because she has like centaur, I kind of forgot, but it was like she's still a centaur, so she's still an outcast to both humans and centaurs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like the only one in his whole family who takes care of her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Christmas or something. So he goes to visit her, and then they like talk for like 24 hours straight about stuff.
Nice.
And I had to read through that whole thing. And I was like, this is sweet, but like, what the fuck? where are my characters?
Wholesome, but I like a refund, please.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay. Yeah.
I only have one light novel.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped after that because I got pissed.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have two actually I lied. One is Chrome Shield Breakios, which has anime as well, but never really got popular. The second one is Infinite Stratos.
Mm-hmm.
Got anime, came out in 2010 maybe. It's like a harem-ish. So I watched the anime. I was like, oh, I didn't know they have light novels. So I bought the first volume. I read it. I really liked it because it like give more like details as the light novel does.
Mm-hmm.
And then the freaking publisher canceled their light novel line. Like straight up. Cancel like every light novel license they have. Like, bitch. Why must you do this to me?
Light novels are very nice. It's basically just a book with manga style writing.
Yeah.
It's very dumb, I'm monkey kind of reading, which is very nice sometimes.
So, especially like if you have like a manga kind of like storyline going on in your head as well. Like you see like how like the action would go or like those kind of stuff. It's even better because you can just imagine like panels by panels of like what's going on.
You can like imagine it as if you're reading a manga, but it's a light novel with more details and stuff. So that's really nice. I was considering reading Sword Art Online because I heard that the light novel is really good.
I bet. It has so much potential. That
so
series.
much potential. So I'm considering it. I might do it. Maybe, but I have so many books I want to read that I didn't finish yet. Like novels.
Yeah, I should get into light novels as well. The first one should be Monogatari series.
It's really cool. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
I really want to get into that. Record of Ragnarok still going strong.
The manga?
Yeah, the art's still amazing as it is. The second season of this series also got announced, the anime. I don't know how that's going to turn out. I have been visiting manga shop recently because the shopping mall is now open, and I just visit the usual spot. I just kept walking past like Jujutsu Kaisen, Kimetsu no Yaiba, and like other stuff. I'm like, do I want to buy it? But if I buy it, then like
You
I
have to
still
like
want to watch
finish
anime.
it. Yeah.
So it's conflicting.
Yeah. I'm still very nervous about the Chainsaw Man anime.
Oh, yeah, true. When's it coming out again?
I don't know. I thought it was this year, but maybe not.
Hmm.
We have to double check that. You can fact check that later.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
You should read it before the anime comes
True.
out.
Yeah,
But then again, like,
I'll go buy it.
it's okay. Do they have it in the shops here?
I'm pretty sure they do. We have a lot of things like Baki, Hanma Baki, Baki the Grappler, Son of Ogre, whatnot. They have like miniseries. I've read through like a lot of them, and basically all they have in anime form right now on Netflix. I've read all of them. I was like, eh. So I was pretty hyped when Netflix like, there's a new season of Baki, and then I looked and I'm like, I've read this.
Yeah. It'd be
Yeah.
like that. But yeah.
Demon Slayer season 2 is coming out.
Oh yeah. And also Jujutsu Kaisen movie.
Oh heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah. A lot of stuff coming out.
Side note though, the action orchestral conductor anime
Mm-hmm.
that's animated by Mappa and Madhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I have not watched it, but it looks freaking amazing.
The one you sent to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks
It looks good.
insane. I haven't seen that since like, well, there's quite a
I
few.
mean,
like,
it's
throughout
been
the
like
line.
lately, it's been high quality.
Like tracking back, for what I watch most of the time, it's like, what's that anime? Shabami Yumiko? Kakegurui.
Kakegurui. Yeah.
So that one is pretty damn high quality.
I mean,
Jujutsu
Demon
Kaisen,
Slayer.
Demon Slayer. But Demon Slayer has like super epic scene. There's only one episode, like when,
I would
Hinokami
say-
Kagura.
Yeah, but I would say that almost every episode is extremely clean
Oh yeah.
for like an anime.
But like if you go like, oh, this is freaking epic. It's like that.
Demon Slayer, yeah,
clean.
it's true.
It's clean. Like
It's clean and
I-
it's different.
the Asawa it's great. What else good? I mean, Fate. I haven't watched it in a while, but it's great. I think it gives me the same vibe as Guilty Crown. Like, it's
that kind of sparkly.
yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, everything sparkles.
Yes,
Garden of Words.
and Violetto Evergarden.
Violetto Evergarden.
Yes.
While we're on like anime topic, I
Are we?
finished. We kind of are. I finished Attack on Titan. I watched
What?
it. I finally watched it because, like, as you guys know, I read it, but now I watched it.
Finale is coming out.
I don't know if I'll watch it. So I got to the end of what they are at now, right? And I'm just like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
She always does this. She would always leave like a few episodes, or like she'll watch to the point where she's like, I think this is a good part where I stop, and then she'll just never continue.
I mean, why wouldn't I? Why do I have to put myself through this suffering? Look at Game of Thrones. I did the same thing and all of you suffered for the last episode while I was here laughing.
But you know the ending in a way.
Huh?
But you know the ending anyway?
Attack on Titan?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. I watched the last episode. I watched like 3 seasons and then the last episode. So many people are gonna be mad at me. It wasn't worth it though, right? Like, everybody's like, oh, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Like, it never did. And then the last episode happened. Everybody's like, what the
Well, I didn't watch it, but I've been following the complaints and reviews of each season. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the examples of that would be Shokugeki no Soma. You never finished the final season. You just left
yeah,
it.
you're right.
I'm
like at the last battle.
Not even. You finished the final season. No, sorry, the second final season. And then you finished that and you're like, oh, this is good. But there's one season left that she never finished. Or something like that. It's like...
They finished the train thing.
Sorry, it's not even fucking season. It's like few episodes. Like after the final battle, you know what I mean. She never continues after that.
I forgot, okay?
And then there's...
I forgot.
It's funny because like, she's like, no, I'm not going to watch it anymore. I think this is a good part, but I should stop.
Did I say
this
that?
This is happy ending. Yeah. You're like... Why would I watch it? Like, this is like perfect for me already. I don't need to watch the rest of it.
I respect past me.
I was like,
I shall not watch it
what
now.
the fuck? It's like, yeah, but like,
I know
you
what
have
I
like
want.
it's a tiny bit left. So it's just...
Why would I if it's already good?
Fine. She hasn't finished that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah, but I do want to continue that. It's just that it's so slow now.
It's not on Netflix anymore. The first season.
I'll find it.
I think you have like 4 episodes. No, probably like a little bit more. But yeah, something along that line. Like few episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But with Attack on Titan, it's like I don't even know. I think a lot of people are mad at Attack on Titan right now.
I'm sure.
It's not even like the way that they like. I know that the 3rd season, I think, with the 3D Titans, I know that that's super infamous. But that's not even my issue. It's the storytelling, and like I get it. I get that they're like, oh, we can't help to have wars because if there's no wars, there won't be any change. But I'm like, I don't want to see that though. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see war criminals getting treated like babies. I hate it.
It's too real right now.
Oh. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I just feel like Eren could have developed into something better.
I stopped following since season 1, so I'm out of this conversation.
I don't know. Like, is it even a spoiler by now? Because I feel like a lot of people have watched it. But Eren, like, you don't have to always like the main character, right?
No.
Yeah. So, like me and Bakemonogatari, like whatever. I already complained about him at length in the other episode. But in this case, I'm just like, what is the point? Other than to say that war bad.
Peace good.
War bad, but we need to have it. That's the whole point of the thing. And like...
You sound like American just then, sorry.
Oh no. But like, I feel... I know a lot of people like it. I don't know how to explain this bad taste in my mouth when I watch it. Because it's like... It's basically about... trigger warning, but it's basically about genocide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know some people haven't watched it, so I'm gonna try to not spoil it.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, they use this theme of genocide. And then they're like, oh, because we went through genocide, now you're gonna go through genocide. And then...
Logic.
So then they show one side and they're like, oh yeah, because like we had to suffer, so you have to suffer now. And that's correct. And then they go and show the other side and like, they're getting murdered, right? But there's a lot of innocent people because war.
Mm.
And they're like, why do we have to go through this? And then like, the whole topic is like, oh, who are the real bad guys? You have to really think. And I'm like,
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? Yeah, but I don't know.
Wait,
There's so much suffering in it.
is that why they purposely put German surname in it?
There's a lot of countries.
Yeah, just joking. Just joking. Don't take it too serious.
But yeah, I just feel like there's so much suffering in it, and there's no balance to the suffering, that it just turns into like, what's it called, a snuff film of just suffering, in my opinion. Like towards the end, I'm not talking about like the first few seasons, they're fine. Like
first few seasons just like, oh no, monster, how are we gonna
friendship, we had to
train to,
protect
like,
each other.
yeah.
Oh no, my friend died. I suffer like that. But now I still have my friends. You know, like at least there's some balance of like childhood innocence and stuff like that. But in the end, it's just like,
I'm gonna kill this fucking bitch.
I can just watch a war movie and get better results.
Interesting. Interesting.
There's so many good war movies.
Yeah.
The one we watched, for example, 17?
I think so.
Sure what? 17?
Was it that one?
27? I thought it was something with 7, but
yeah,
1972?
1999.
I'm sure you'll fact check that.
Yeah, as I always do.
That one was good.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that are really good that shows that same concept, but don't just show like suffering and suffering and suffering and suffering. Sorry, I went on a tangent.
I don't watch a lot of war anime. I don't know if there's that many.
Tanya?
Kanye?
Isn't her name Tanya?
Yeah, Yongjo Senki.
The Shibi.
What's the English name? The evil... The saga of evil...
Tanya
the evil or something like that. Yeah, Yongjo Senki. I love that.
I mean, Violet Evergarden is kind of a war anime.
True, but that's way too wholesome.
Is it wholesome?
I don't know.
I feel like Violet Evergarden does it in a really good way where, because it's post-war, right? They already finished the war, kind of. Like there's still some like tension left, but that's part of it, right? So they show the stories that happen after a country goes through that kind of thing.
Like both sides of like...
Yeah, so this is like the trauma and like the loss that people go through. But we don't have to just see people suffering all the time. We can see like, this is really fucking sad. And life goes on, you know.
But then I thought, like, this is fucking sad. But wait, we can do better.
Wait, there's more. Yeah, what else?
Arslan?
Which one is that?
I'm pretty sure that's like war stuff as well. There's even games. I never got into it, but I know it's called Arslan. The something... Oh, it's called Kingdom as well, the other one, which is like full 3D rendered. Yeah, I don't really know much about war anime.
Isn't Castlevania also kind of about war? Aren't they like in the middle of war?
Just hot vampires.
Just hot vampire.
Yeah.
Gogur and...
Yeah, Alucard and Dracula.
Yes.
Kind of is, in a way.
But it doesn't focus on that.
No.
It's true.
It's more like a adventure. Like, yeah, I'm the last dude of this family that still hunts vampires.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I don't know. What else?
That's not even manga.
Yeah, we're not even talking about manga anymore. We're just talking about war.
It depends on what game you play. It's war has changed or war has never changed.
What?
There's two famous quotes from video games. One is wars never change. And the other one is wars change.
So it's like the complete opposite.
Yeah, it depends on what game you play. Yeah, it's that.
I see. But yeah, manga.
What time is it?
7? 5:30. 17:30. They have time.
I'm still thinking. Let me
About war?
No, like my manga list. What I have.
I recently read another one. Also, Joey's recommendation. Thank you, dude, for providing me with the goods.
Thank you, my dude.
Thank you, my dude.
Cheers, mate.
I forgot the title of it.
Nice.
I'll probably send it to you. I probably sent it to you before, but it's about a girl and a guy. It's kind of a love story-ish, but more like action fantasy stuff.
Okay.
So there's about a girl. This is not a spoiler because it's like happening in the same volume,
Mm-hmm.
or even chapter 1. So there's a girl who believes in ghosts and spirits
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, and then you have a guy who is like a super nerd and believes in aliens. So the girl is like kind of like the cool girl of the school,
Mm-hmm.
or like delinquent kind of girl, and then the guy is like a super nerd.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of become friends-ish, but then they realize that their beliefs is kind of
Completely opposite.
completely the opposite. So they make a bet, and they were like, okay, you go to this location. So the guy has to go to the location of like a abandoned tunnel that is
Basically,
known
they
to
try
be
to prove each other.
yeah. So the guy goes to an abandoned tunnel that is known to have this one ghost,
Okay.
and then the girl has to go to this building that has a lot of alien sightings.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, in the first chapter, the aliens abduct the girl,
Oh shit.
and the guy gets possessed by a ghost.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then the girl apparently comes from like a long line of witches in the end, like her grandmother, who's super hot, by the way. Her grandmother is like
Gilf.
she's a gilf that doesn't look like a gilf. Like-
Even better.
Like she looks like her big sister. Her grandmother is amazing.
It's even better.
So her grandmother, like she owns like a temple and stuff.
Yeah. Probably
and
some kind of witchcraft that keeps her young.
probably. So yeah, so her getting abducted by these aliens unlocks her true power. And then because the guy gets possessed by the demon, the ghost, they had to defeat the ghost, and then he can use the ghost power. So they both become super powerful. And like
It's so
it's so good.
it's so cliche, but at the same time,
It's
this
so
is fucking
extra.
great.
It is great. Oh yeah, and before we move on, the way that the guy gets possessed by this ghost. So this ghost is like an old grandma-looking lady who can run really fast, and
oh god, that's scary.
what she does is she eats. She eats. How do I make this PG? She eats the guy's reproductive organ,
Nice.
and then like she just
Chomp.
cuts it off.
Oh shit.
Like in a magical way, so it's like smooth.
Nice.
So
Detach.
he can't like. So it's like all smooth down there for him. So he's like, I can't live like this. We have to get it back. So that's why they had to go and get it back. And they had to like, so they first find like just the sausage, right? But they had to find the balls, and they have been like transformed into like these pearls.
Oh my god.
So they have to go out and find the pearls. And there's this other character.
This is classic Japan.
Oh, it's so good. This is other character who's, I won't tell you what happens to her, but she's kind of like the goody two shoes of the school, and she's also really popular. But she finds it, and her family is super religious, so she was like, "This is a gift from God," and she keeps this ball. She keeps the ball with her everywhere she goes.
Nice.
And they try to get it back from her, and it's like it's a whole mess. It's amazing.
This just straight
It's
up
so
Gintama.
good.
This sound like Gintama arc.
I can imagine. I never read Gintama or watched it, but I heard a lot about it.
Gintama is great.
I heard.
Yeah,
You should read it.
I should.
It's not finished yet though, but it's still very good. Just the first chapter is like I'm sad.
The painful thing about reading manga is the fact that we have to wait.
Yeah.
Like it's maybe that's the reason why like the only manga I read now it's One Piece because space and talking about that. When I was studying Australia, the only thing that I was looking forward when I come back here is to buy manga. Because I would come back once a year for like the longest time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like reading manga online because I grew up with proper comic books and I just get used to it. The dirty thumbs and the smells of the ink.
True.
And yeah, like, I would come back and be like, yes, 3 volumes of this series.
True.
And then sometimes they would get slowed down. Like I would come back, it's like, what do you mean there's only 1 volume? What do you mean?
What's the point?
Explain yourself.
What's the point of it all?
Yeah. But luckily back then, I used to read like 4 series. So I would like, heck yeah, I would buy like a stack of it. Bleach was one of them, and it disappointed me beyond my imagination.
Yes.
It's just... But it's coming back though. Bleach is coming back.
Yeah.
2022.
We shall see what happens.
I don't know what they're doing with the like what arc is it or like complete new storyline or like.
We discussed this before, but I forgot.
Yeah.
One thing that I used to read as well. So as I said, like, Japanese culture was pretty popular in Sweden at that time, and there was this half Swedish, half Japanese model. I can't remember her name, but I feel bad about not remembering because she was really cool. Because I would like write letters to her. I was like the biggest fan at that time, which is why I'm like, why can't I remember her name? But it was like Kuma or something. Anyway, she's
a bear.
Yeah, she was really cool. But she actually made it so Sweden started publishing. I don't know if it was the same name in Japan, but Shoujo Star. So which is basically Shonen Jump, but like shoujo. Yeah. So I would read that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was really cool. So I would read stuff like Skip Beat,
Read that?
Power.
Nope, none of that.
Also a bunch of other stuff too. But yeah, Skip Beat is one of the ones that is like ingrained in my brain because it was quite adult for a kids serialization magazine.
Right.
But it was basically about this girl who she was kind of tomboyish and she ended up somehow getting signed to a modeling agency. And then it just shows her basically becoming like a superstar.
I think you told me about this before.
Yeah. But I didn't like how it got towards the end because it got very existential. And I'm like, what is this? What does she mean they have to pay your taxes? But yeah.
Oh, one thing. I don't know about other countries, but we do not have age restriction for buying mangas in here.
I don't know if you do. I don't think you did in Sweden either.
Because I stumbled upon a lot of heavy content mangas when I was younger. Like rape and full on like gangbang.
Really?
Rape. Yeah. I was like, whoa.
I don't think so. I think in Sweden they actually filter it out before they put it in the bookstore. Because we don't have like the same here, like where it's like a whole section and it's just manga. We just have like 2 shelves. And it's, just that like Dragon Ball, Tokyo Mew Mew, Bleach or whatever. So I don't think not like in a bookstore, but of course online, everything goes.
Yeah.
Everything goes.
But this one is like, they already censored. So like, there's no private parts and whatnot.
But still.
Titty's still out. Nip's still out. But the overall the visuals of like certain scenes is like,
what manga would this be? What manga would this be?
I don't know in Japanese or English name, but I still have it at my place. I was like, whoa, what the shit is this? And I paid quite a bit for it. It's like, I'm not going to throw this away.
Just put it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that.
But yeah. There's so many inappropriate mangas for kids that I have to admit that sometimes, like, kids who's like I did could just stumble upon some weird ass shit on mangas.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I don't even remember when I started finding like weird stuff, because I think it was such a slow kind of, I don't even know, because I don't feel like I was traumatized or anything, but I know for sure that I was exposed to stuff way too soon than I should have because of the internet. Because for me, like, I was just roaming the internet, but like it was like whatever. Like, I would find out, I was like, oh, this is spicy.
More.
Should I watch it? Nah. So I would just like avoid it for a while, and then like, oh, I kind of want to read it. I think it started, I'm not sure, but I think that the first kind of explicit stuff that I saw, like proper explicit stuff, would be like when I got into Death Note.
Okay.
Because the shipping community in Death Note was like so intense, and they were like anime music videos and stuff about Light and L.
Right.
So it was that kind of thing, and I'm like, oh, this is cute, I want to find more. And then
Google.
And I was like, oh, this is so cheeky.
Spicy.
Yeah.
I never really got into fandom communities because I didn't start speaking English until I was like, 16?
I think, yeah, it's quite an English speaking thing. Because even in Thailand, like, as we mentioned, it's very normal here to just watch anything. So you can just discuss it with friends, but it wouldn't be like a small community of people. Like,
it's more free.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, did you watch that thing? Nah. Oh, okay.
No, you should. And just conversation end.
Yeah.
Like, and then like, just because the people who have this kind of interest overseas would be seen as minorities almost. So they would tend to stick to each other more.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's cute in a way, don't get me wrong. Like, this is not bad or anything, but like, it could turn like wrong so easily.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think everybody has experienced fandoms, whether it be like being in one or being attacked by the BTS fandom. This is not a call-out post. I think even the BTS fandom that are like good people, I know a lot of you. I think you know. Why are you on every single one of my videos on YouTube? Why can't I escape this?
But yeah, anyhow, like I never got into like those kind of fandom. Like, so I would say my first manga was Love Hina. What do you expect? What do you expect? Right? Oh, you ever read Black Cat?
I never read it, but I know about it.
Right.
Actually, a lot of people, I feel like every guy friend that I've had that are into manga always recommend Black Cat to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I feel like it's also what's that one? There's another one that is kind of like, wait, is it the one with the mask?
Black Cat?
Yeah.
No.
It's not, right? So there's like that one, and there is one with like a mask that the first season was really good and the second season was like trash. It's like a guy with a mask, and he like with black hair, black outfit, a white mask.
I know it. Darker than black.
Yes, darker than black. So it's Black Cat and Darker Than Black is always recommended to me.
Yeah, because the dude's cool. He's got skills and shit. I never watched it, but I know he's like some kind of like secretive agent who just go around like running around like, I'll fucking kill you now.
Hey, yo, Cindy, I heard you're like a girl who's into manga. Have you heard of this Darker Than Black? It's so cool.
Oh yeah, name every manga.
Oh, you like manga? Name every single manga that ever existed.
Yeah. Black Cat is way cuter than that. Okay, like it falls into that trope that I like, where the dude is absolutely bonkers until he's needed, then he's OP as shit. This guy just like suddenly have like fucking shoot lightning bullets out of the gun. I was like, what? And he can shoot so fast to the point where like it looks like he can like scratch something with it. There's one movie he was like shoot like 3 times in a row, and then the effects on the manga is like him like scratch. I was like, how does it work? I always thought, I was like, how the fuck does it work? Yeah, I was like, what? And when the dude is like super typical, wearing suit and whatnot. You got this briefcase which has like everything in it. It's like
Mary
machine
Poppins.
guns and like no, like it's customized to have like machine guns inside.
I see.
Fucking rocket launcher RPG. There's laser. It's bulletproof. I don't fucking know. And by the end, he has like a like hydraulic laser cutter. There's like zoop. It's like okay. I have to like give props to that they're not using like anything like proper like laser, but he's using like a water jet cutter, which is more possible in real life. But his eye is like, it's an eye of God or whatever the fuck it's called. It's like you can see in the future like 3 seconds ahead, and then like he unlocked his full potential and now he can slow down time. Yeah, those kind of stuff. So it's cool. It's 90s.
It's cool.
And,
yeah, I get that.
But I never watched Darker Than Black.
It was edgy.
Yeah. What's Darker Than Black?
I mean, I get it. I get it. Like, I like lame stuff that is cool as well. Pacific Rim.
No.
So I get it, but like sometimes I'm like, sometimes I watch stuff or read stuff and I'm like, I see why guys would like this.
Yeah. We men are simple. We see cool guy, we like it.
Yes.
We see booba, we like it.
Yes.
Oh fuck, what's that manga called? It's a Chinese Three Kingdoms, but like everything is titties and sex.
Chinese
and,
3 Kingdoms, but it's all BD.
I know the Thai name, but I don't know the. Hold up, I need to look it up.
Okay, I'm holding on, but yeah. I don't know what else I've been reading lately, because I've been reading a bunch. I mean, I mentioned Fire Punch before.
What?
Fire Punch?
Fire Punch?
Didn't I mention Fire Punch? It's the same artist as Chainsaw Man.
Okay.
I have not. I don't. Maybe if I haven't, then Fire Punch was really good. It was very short. Exactly the kind of stuff I like. Like, it's predictable at this point, but basically, if I start telling the story and you're like, yeah, explain, because I feel like I keep talking about this manga all the time. It's basically about this guy and his sister who can regenerate. No, doesn't ring a bell.
Not yet.
And they live in this village who are like on the brink of famine, right? And there's like a war going on, kind of ish, or like it's the end of. I'm not sure. They're very poor, and their village is starving. The guy can regenerate much faster than the girl, so he sacrifices himself, and every other day or something like that, he will cut off a leg or an arm to feed the villagers.
Okay.
And the villagers know this as well. So like, it's a way to stay alive, right? And he doesn't die too. And the sister is like, no, I should be the one to do it, but it's this and this and this and that. And he's like, no, because it takes like a week for you to regen, while it takes like a day for him. Fast forward, the military comes in and they're like raiding this village, right? Shaking stuff. And they walk into the villagers' houses, and of course, because his like arms and legs are there, they're like, oh shit, like these villagers are cannibals. We have to kill them. So they burn down the whole village.
Okay.
Because this brother and sister can regen, they're on fire, but they don't die. So they're like on fire for like months. And Like they're just like dying, but not dying.
Right.
While everybody else has already died. Of course, his sister dies first because she doesn't regen as fast. So he has to lay there and watch his sister die. And he starts to be able to control his powers a little bit. So he can stop the fire. Like it's a fire that never goes out. But he regens as fast as the fire burns him. So he's just constantly on fire. And he's like, "Grr, I have so much anger in me. I'm gonna avenge my sister." And everybody who killed my village.
Sorry, but I have very bad like ideas in my head right now of how he attacks. I'm so sorry.
What are you thinking about? Touch.
No, it's the worst. Because like, just like throwing like his melted like flesh onto someone. It's like, I gotta fight. Because fire just melting off. It's like,
I mean, the fire goes out.
I don't know, just like, because you said it never goes out.
On him.
Yeah, but like, so it must stay for a while, like on his flesh, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
Like,
So bad.
yeah, exactly. So like,
They could just be like,
just walked in the room, like, now burn.
So bad. Yeah, he's really angry, and because like he keeps regenerating and like stuff like that, so he's really buff now. I don't know how long he's burning. Like in the beginning, it's like a year or something like that. So he's just like laying there in the village for a year before he seeks revenge, and then he takes on this journey. But as he goes through this journey to find the people who killed his village, he starts to get existential. And instead of just being a revenge story, it starts to become more of a story of what is ethical. If I kill these people, what will it do? How will this help me? And he starts to like process his feelings. Because of course he meets like people along the way and stuff like that too. But he's like, my whole drive in life is to avenge my sister. But when I kill these people,
what next?
What next? Or what even then, what is it gonna do? Like if they suffer, so what? What is it gonna do for me? So then
enjoyment.
Yeah, but then is it really that
true.
enjoyable? Like, because usually that's actually the reason for a lot of characters, right? Like they
villain.
want to get the satisfaction of punishing somebody who has punished them, right? But yeah, it's really cool, and just like this writer is just amazing, and he tackles a bunch of like topics that people don't usually tackle
right
in manga, so it's really nice.
That's cool. That's cool.
Did you find the name?
Yes. Iki Tosen.
I don't know about it, I think.
The girl at the back with the purple hair. That's Guan Yu. Yeah. Yeah.
I see.
Yep. I got lured by the cover, of course. And then like first it was like, hang on a minute, why are these like big titty characters got the same name as, you know, the Three Kingdoms stuff? And then it turns out they're all like reincarnated as schoolgirls.
As anime wives.
Yep. Yep.
There was another one I've been reading, very short as well. By the same author as Beastars. So this is kind of like a one-shot-ish thing. It's the first released manga that this person, I think it's a she.
It's a she.
It's a she. That she published that is of humans. But when you look at the art style, you can definitely see like the animal qualities. But it's a really, really cool concept. Like it's about this girl who can't touch anything dirty.
Okay.
So as soon as she gets touched or tries to do something, her nose starts bleeding to the point where she has to go to the hospital.
Basically, she has immune system issue.
It's a mental thing.
Oh.
Like, it's not like her body immune system like starts to attack her. It's more like she starts thinking like, this is dirty, I can't do this, like, stuff like that. And then she get a nosebleed that is like sprays everything. And but this girl really wants to sleep with somebody. Like she's like, I'm an adult. I want to do it.
Nice.
But she can't. So she like goes around and she tries to get anybody to do it with. And every single time she fails because she just sprays everything. And
So
then
there must be a guy like, yo, shit, I'm into that.
it's like because her she tries to find like a pure way to do it, because she's like, her brain is like, these men are having impure thought about me, so it's not pure anymore, and then it just like rejects them basically.
Okay.
And then she meets this guy who I'm gonna spoil a little bit because it's so short. But basically she meets this guy who is her childhood friend.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, I've been interested in you since we were kids. A first memory of you is like sticking your head into a trash can and almost like dying because of the nosebleed. Because she wanted to get over like her trauma. So she like stuck her head into like a trash can and she started like bleeding. But yeah, he was like, I like you and this and that. And then she finds out that he can touch her without her getting nosebleed.
Nice.
Yes. And there's like a whole thing that happens. We find out that he is just really, 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 really good at lying. Like he's good at lying to the point where he hides it like within his own brain. So like
nice.
her brain can't detect the lie.
That's amazing.
So he's like a two-timing bitch, right? So he has like many girlfriends. But it gets to the point where they're gonna get married. And
oh shit.
Yeah. So they're about to get married. And like it ends even if you like listen to this, you should still read it. It's really short. But basically like on her wedding day, when she's about to say like I do, her whole dress just soaks into red because something clicks into her brain or something, and she just gets like a nosebleed just to cover everything. And she like, of course I'm not going to tell you like the backstory of her because they also explain that it's like trauma related. But yeah, she's not even mad at him. She's just like, oh, thank you for showing me what love is not. Bye, bitch. And she just leaves. Yeah, like he was basically after her money-ish.
Right.
Yeah, but it was very interesting. It's very psychological and I love it. What about you? Have you been only reading One Piece?
That's the thing. I've been wanting to read more, but I don't know what to pick up right now. The physical form wise.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna start reading that. I'm also thinking about should I start collecting JoJo? Just to flex on you because you can't read. You don't want to read Thai.
I don't want to read the Thai version. I wanted JoJo. I wanted JoJo one so bad, but it's so expensive.
The English version? Yeah.
It goes up in like 400 baht plus for one volume.
No way.
Yes. That's like normal price. Like it never goes down to 200. It's like 300 to 400.
That's ridiculous.
Wait, 300 to 500.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. This is why I don't collect it because it's so expensive. It's like $10+, right?
Yeah.
Like almost
15.
Almost 15. For one volume? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm paying like 70 baht per volume.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely gonna start picking up more because I've been reading quite a few that when it picked up and then turns out it's like super short or like got cancelled midway. Yeah, I think I read at least 3 that I was like, oh, this has potential. It's gonna be good, and it just got cancelled. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, pain.
Fuck. So yeah, are we doing 3x3 though for manga?
Yeah. Should we do it next time?
Sure.
Okay, 3x3 coming up.
Manga.
Yes. I haven't revealed a lot of my all-time favorites, but just know for sure that Goth is gonna be on there.
I mean, you already had quite a few that I mentioned, so
Yeah. But still.
it shaped who I am today.
Okay. Well, shall we wrap it up?
Yes.
So 3x3 next time. Probably with yours first this time, because we went with mine first
Sure.
last time. Maybe. So we'll see. And I hope you're looking forward to that. Thank you so much for staying with us through our rambles again. And we'll see you next week.
Hopefully.
So, peace out.